Good morning, everybody. We're talking
Good
about how
morning.
someone pulled the fire alarm in Tanya's building, and that's why she's not joining us. But I did tell her just to hop on if she was able to get back in.
Mm-hmm.
But the apartment building that I lived in when I was in grad school, someone actually caught it on fire at New Year's because they were setting off fireworks off the roof and caught the thing on fire.
So stupid.
That's hot. Yeah, people are ridiculous. Um, Bikini Lab confirmed for the 10th.
Okay, good.
And then next week, and we'll talk about this offline if you want. Tanya asked if we were open to moving it to Thursday, or she actually asked about Wednesday, and I know you can't do Wednesday next week. So, but she's flying the Tuesday. But anyway, we'll talk about it.
Usually if we start early enough, I can't I either start at 9 or 10 at the salon, so like I can go there earlier. Um,
So
you
maybe it's
know,
just 8 o'clock on next
yeah, if we
Thursday.
did like an 8, yeah.
I'll make sure that works for her because she's still,
Mm-hmm.
I told her no to Wednesday, but I asked her about Thursday. So if that works for her, because I do think
Yeah.
earlier works better with her time zone difference because she's 11 hours ahead.
What time works better with her? What'd you say?
Earlier is
What?
better because it's
Oh,
she's
okay, because it's
11 hours
later. Yeah.
ahead. Like it's 7 p.m. there.
Mm-hmm. No, I can still be pretty flex. Thursdays I'm off from the salon, so
Good.
yeah.
I
And
thought
I
you were
don't
off on
usually have
Tuesdays too, but then I remembered that you've moved closer and you probably opened up your days because you're not
yeah.
commuting. So I was like, well, that would make sense.
Yeah. So now I do work on Tuesdays. Thursdays are well, Thursdays and Sundays. And I don't mind going in. I live like 5 miles from the salon, so I
That's
can
so
go in there,
nice.
but I don't really have I'm trying to keep boundaries because that was one of the things that before that I would pretty much work any day that anybody wanted me to. Like even Sundays I was working because I would like do my workout or go to church, clean my house, meal prep, and I get up so early that I'd be done by like noon doing all of that. So I'm like, I guess I'll just do clients. So, but then you do get burnt out. Like it does, especially like physically, so I'm trying to manage that.
It's actually a really good topic for the day since we don't have one, is setting
Hmm.
healthy boundaries because, and we can relate it to the bodybuilding world. But that was one thing, especially when I first started with when Elevus was still Morph, was when you have patients that have direct access to your phone all the time. I am one of those people, and this is something I'm having to work on internally as well. Like I can't stand having no unread notifications on my phone.
Hmm.
Like it stresses me out. I feel like an urgency to answer them.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes from the fact that I was on 24/7 call for years, so
Hmm.
like I had to be very phone in hand, it actually caused a lot of relationship issues because I couldn't have dinner without my phone on the counter or whatever. Like it had to be on loud, could never put it on vibrate. And so when I left that hospital system, it took me a really long time to even get to the point where I could set my phone down and walk away from it. And
Hmm.
so I'm still like undoing that mental aspect of like that sense of urgency that's not really there anymore because what I'm doing now, nothing is emergent. But also, if I ignore them too long, they pile up and then the workload is overwhelming.
Hmm.
And so I've had to find like a balance and boundaries. And so, like, it got to the point where, because I was seeing patients on Saturdays and Sundays too, like when I was still working at the hospital. So I was working like 7 days a week. And my husband was like, you've got to take a break. At some point, you're going to have a breakdown. Like, you don't give yourself any time to decompress. And so I actually told God, I was like, okay, I know I need to honor the Sabbath. I'm going to start taking Sundays off. Like,
Hmm.
and I have this. Funny enough, the sermon that day, after I said this, the sermon that day was on taking Sabbath days. And I was like, God, I
Hmm.
done told you I'd do it. I
Yeah.
heard you already,
I already
okay?
agreed.
Yeah, you don't have to like double down. Like I got the point.
Exactly.
And so immediately after church, I went and took Sundays off of my schedule. And I
Hmm.
actually ended up taking Saturdays too because Zach asked me to because I was working too much. But
Hmm.
like I have a hard boundary now where even like no offense, you could text me 20 questions, but if one of them's work related, I'm going to answer 19 of them on Sunday. And then I'll answer
Hmm.
your work related question on Monday. And so it's just like I
Hmm.
have to have that. hard stop because if I answer one question for one person, I'm going to answer a question for another person because a lot of times they are just quick little answers. But when you have 18 of them, then I've
Yeah,
worked all day. And so,
exactly.
and then transitioning that into the bodybuilding lifestyle, especially when you're new to competing or wanting to start really getting into this realm, you have to learn how to tell people no and get comfortable with that. Get comfortable with accepting this kind of, it's okay for me not to be obligated
Yep.
to something that I don't want to do
Hmm.
or and people that love you will get over it and it kind of weeds out the people that aren't going to support you through it.
Yep. Even not in bodybuilding, just when you're trying to have like a healthier lifestyle, and if, fitness and, your health are a priority, that means that you are going to have to. I was just talking with one of my friends, I'm helping him from the salon, and he was supposed to go to the gym, or I don't remember what was supposed to happen, but he was like, "Yeah, my nanny needed me to take her to J.C. Penney's, and then my sister wanted to go to dinner afterwards." And so, like, his plan, he decided to not do it for the day. And I was just like, I just gave him some tough love, and I'm like, "Look, you're definitely going to have to set some boundaries. Like, if this is a priority to you, which you're saying that it is, you're going to have to, that you can still do those things, but you have to be able to prioritize yourself first before everybody else's needs in some case, because there's always going to be something that's going to get in the way. There's always going to be somebody that wants your time. But the thing about, I feel like, I very much grew up in like a hustle culture, and being a salon owner, like that's just it. I know it's different for the generations now. They're very good at setting boundaries. But I also know, like, you know, the person that says yes all the time, they get really busy very fast. I mean, so it's finding that balance between like hustling to like get where you want to be. And plus, I think you and I both probably are similar in this. We're both Tauruses, by the way, but we like expensive things.
We do.
And so you need a lot of money to buy those expensive things. So it's kind of like finding that balance between, taking the rest and like the making setting those healthy boundaries and also still finding that hustle. Like there's that's the challenge, I think, more
Hmm.
so than anything, is like we still want to not let off the gas, but also let off the gas a little bit.
Yeah, I do have a really hard time relaxing. And
Mm-hmm.
it's been even worse the last month because I haven't been able to really leave the house. And so,
Mm-hmm.
um, I've been very, like my husband again. Last night I come in, had my lash appointment. I had worked all day and like he was working from home because we're iced in. And I don't think that he realizes when I tell you I'm literally on back-to-back calls every all day long, like what that means. And so, like when I tell you every single 30-minute time slot, there's someone in it. Like I don't have time to do house
Mm-hmm.
chores. Like I'm not a housewife. You didn't marry a housewife. I'm never going to be a housewife.
Right, you're
I'm not a
working.
maid. I'm very, very busy. Now, when I talk to people, I'll sweep the floors, unload the dishwasher, stuff like that. Because a lot of times I'm just rambling about like here's my mantra on how to take GLPs
Mm-hmm.
appropriately, and here's what you need to do, blah, blah, blah. So I'll literally just have this like dialogue that I'll just spew out at people
Mm-hmm.
because I say it so many times it literally is just like,
Yeah.
I literally wish that I could just record it and just play it for people and then be like, now, if you have any questions, I'll hop on the call. But,
Trust me, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
but like I
But
came
I,
in. And the dogs still need to be fed. They get fed at 5:30. I didn't get home till 6. And I was like, hey, have you fed the dogs? And we were still cooking rice. And so 7 o'clock rolls around. I still had a couple people's labs to review. So I'm like reviewing their labs. And he's like, I will feed the dogs. And I'm like, okay, fine. I will let you. But then I finished and the dogs still need to be fed. And he's doesn't have a sense of urgency. He's just like, he's on his
mm-hmm.
own. He's just chilling. He's on the phone, just chit-chatting with a friend. And he's having his little like high noon, whatever, because he considered yesterday like a holiday because he was at home. And
I
then
know.
I start feeding the dogs, and he takes it as me being fussy. And I'm like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not being fussy. I'm not feeding the dogs out of spite. My brain is not wired that way. It's a
Yeah.
task that needs to be done. I can't relax until it's done, so I'm going to do it. And that's
Mm-hmm.
literally is like as deep as it goes. He's like, "Well, it comes off as petty." I was like, "It doesn't. You just take it that way."
Mm-hmm.
So like I was like, I didn't make any comment. I'm not huffing while I'm doing it. It needs to be done. He's like, "Well, you just kind of came in like a whirlwind." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I had three people's labs that still need to be reviewed. And the time that I got my lashes done, I had 25 text messages that I came out
That's
to."
wild.
I was like, and I needed to deal with all of it. I was like, so yeah, it's 6 o'clock at night. I want to be done for the day. But I didn't want all those tasks falling on a Tuesday when my refill prompts go out because I got told yesterday I got 88 of them.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
you know, so anyway, it's just being
But
like,
being busy is so much better than not being busy, though.
oh, God bless. It is
Yeah.
job security, I tell you. And
Yeah.
apparently Retta has been pulled off of a lot of the
Uh-huh.
peptide websites because it's like in that part of the FDA approval process where they're not letting anybody like sell it.
Mm.
Um, we have our G3, but how
Yeah.
high
I don't,
we're
I've
gonna
had a
get.
couple of people ask me. I mean, I think it's just there's so much like misinformation on the internet and on Instagram. Um, but yeah, so yeah, just setting those boundaries, it's tricky, you know? It's like kind of like a work in progress always, I feel like. Kind of always having to like renegotiate depending on what's going on. Like right now, like your life's a little bit different just because your bodybuilding, which is normally in the top priority, is, you know, a little bit lower right at this moment then, but then when you go into your build or when you go into a prep, you have to switch those priorities around. So I also feel like that right now too. It's like work at like the salon. There's times when that has to be more of a priority, and there's times when like, okay, now I need to. I'm not going to be at the salon as much, so when you go into a prep or whatever. So, but
And
yeah,
you do have to flip your priorities. Like bodybuilding cannot be your number one priority all the time unless it is paying your bills.
yeah,
It just can't be. Like you
yeah,
have to
exactly.
prioritize your relationships. You have to prioritize, and you can't do that all the time in prep. And
Hmm.
so you're right, your boundaries do have to kind of like shift and adapt. You just have to
Hmm.
verbalize them.
Hmm.
But it's hard because it is, especially one thing too, I'll kind of touch on the Christianity aspect of it is like my mom is a people pleaser. Like,
Hmm.
and I love her, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing about her at all, but she is very much a people pleaser. And she will, I'll give you a for instance, and she's gotten a lot better about this, okay? But we were all like at Universal Studios, my whole family doing something. And
Hmm.
this was several years ago. I mean, probably 10 at this point. But one thing we were going to do was going to inconvenience one person.
Hmm.
And she was like, "Oh, well, we just won't do it." And I'm like, "No, no, no, no. We're not readjusting six people's schedule for one person. That person can be inconvenienced." And it was me. It inconvenienced me. But I
Yeah.
was like, "No, no, no, no. We're not adjusting everybody else's plans." You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But that's people pleasing because she's trying to
Yeah.
accommodate this one person that potentially could be upset. And one thing that I've and still actively very much working on in myself is God does not call us to be people pleasers. He calls us to be truth tellers. And that
Hmm.
is not always equivalent to being the same thing. And so, I've especially like with like Instagram and everything. Like when I first started on Instagram, I was like, and I think a lot of people do this. Like I'm going to put forth how I want people to perceive me. Like
Hmm.
I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I don't want to post my view on this because it might upset somebody. And granted, being in my profession, there are professional boundaries,
Right.
that you can't
Hmm.
cross. Like I'm not going to go rant to a patient about my political views. That's not
Right.
appropriate. But,
Right.
when it comes to social media, and part of the reason that I made myself uncomfortable doing those Monday morning videos, which I keep forgetting to do now because I've been out of my routine. I've got to get back in it. But,
Did you do one
it's,
yesterday?
no, I didn't. I haven't done one in 2 weeks.
No,
I keep forgetting.
no. Well, I saw
Um,
one you did later in the day where you were like, I forgot to do it, but here I am. Or you did
yeah.
it the next day.
Yeah. That might have been last week. So maybe
Hmm.
I need to get on there. But,
Hmm.
um, Mondays are my later starting days because I like to ease into my week.
Hmm.
So I don't
Hmm.
actually get started till 9:30. And so I think that's part of my problem is I haven't been having to get up and do cardio and then get
Right.
ready. Like I can just wake up and just like brush my teeth and ready for the
Hmm.
day. And so, um, anyway, but that's one thing that I've had to, I can speak about my faith. And if I offend someone, I'm sorry, but I'm not. Like, it's
Hmm.
coming from a place of love. And, you know, that's just kind of where I'm at, where I have to be okay with letting people feel disappointed or, like perceive me however they want to when I know
Hmm.
my truth and the way that I need to carry myself and present myself and not worry how it impacts
Hmm.
anybody else. And so, I think I'm getting better at it, but it's still like I almost didn't post that like, hey everybody, like Miss Health and Wellness is a scam. Because I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hurt some people's feelings.
I honestly wish you had made that a post because I was like, I don't want to copy your story verbatim, but honestly, I wish I could post that on my page so bad. Like
Post
I
it,
was
baby.
like,
I don't
damn,
care.
yeah. Well, it was like perfect how you said it. I thought I wouldn't perceive it any type of way. It's true though. It really is. It's a complete scheme. You should not have to pay for, and they want you to pay. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
It's a money
No.
grab. Like they're making a
Hmm.
lot of money off of this. And it got prompted because I'm in a group thread with Iron
Hmm.
Society ambassadors, and two of the girls in there were like, vote for me, vote for me. And I was like, I can't. I can't do
I'm
this.
honestly surprised when I see like this. Like, I'm surprised when I see like IFBB pros like posting on their page to vote for me and things like that because I'm like, come on now. We know better. We know this is a scam. This is not a real thing. Come
We
on.
know that you want to put on your bio that you made it
Like
into
they're
the third
literally
round,
making money.
but it's not even a contest on how good you look. It's a contest on
Yeah,
how many followers you can get to spend money on you. And you're not even getting
exactly.
the money.
Exactly. They're getting the money. They're making so much money off of it. It's great. It's honestly a genius marketing plan
Yeah.
for
And then the Ink
whatever the
Mag is the
company is.
exact same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So they
It
have these
really is.
two like contests every year. It's like, honey, you think they ain't gonna put a professional model on the front of that cover?
Exactly.
You really think they don't know exactly who they want to represent their company already?
E-
Like,
Exactly. 1,000%. No,
but they
I was
do
actually
it,
really glad you did that
they
post.
like
It was funny.
invite you to apply. And so it
Hmm.
seems like really like, oh my God, I got invited. That's cute.
And
That's
then
cute.
they can tell every single person that they made it to the third round, the second round, the first round. Like, who's going to argue with them that if they know that they're going to keep getting money from votes, every single person that made it to the first round is making it to the third and the fourth round. Like, hello, they're
I
making
know.
money.
They do
That
that
makes
with
no
like the
sense.
cutest dog awards too. Like they have all of these like
Mm,
little scams. Because I had someone reached out and they're like, you should enter your dogs in this. And I was like, no, I'm not spending money for my dogs to be on the cover of something.
yeah. But I already know my dog is the cutest.
I was
God.
like, yeah, my dogs are. Oh, I was like, why am I getting so many messages all of a sudden? But it's not 9 o'clock yet.
Um,
I do have a hard stop at 9.
yeah. What was I gonna? I was gonna tell you something about the boundary thing, but so the one thing that I did start doing that I honestly has helped me a lot. Would I would always look at my phone whenever I get text messages, not from clients, a little bit from clients, but mostly employees later at night. That would stress me out. Like it was disrupting my sleep because then I'd be like looking like thinking about it, like having anxiety. And I'm
Mhm.
like, this pisses me off. Like, why can't you text me this first thing in the morning? Like you're texting me this at 8 o'clock at night right before I'm supposed to go to bed. So I just decided one day I was like, I'm putting my phone on silent at 7:30 and that's I'm not gonna let my phone stress me out at night and like fuck up my sleep.
Yep,
So that actually has been very, very helpful. So I just literally, I try not to look at my phone. I'm usually still on Instagram at like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, but um, I just won't look at messages. I had to train myself. It was definitely very, very hard to set that boundary. I'm not gonna
it
lie.
is.
But even turning off like the notifications and like muting the notifications after that, it helped, but I still had to be responsible for like not actively looking at them.
Yeah, I'm
But
really bad about checking
it's
my
been
phone if
huge.
I wake up to pee. I'll look at my phone and I've got like I'm like it doesn't matter what time it is, don't look at your phone. Because usually I just look to
Mm-hmm.
see like how much more can I sleep or should I
Yeah.
just be up?
Uh-huh.
And so But yeah, then I'll have like 5 or 6 messages and like, God forbid it be a patient complain about something. I'm going to sit there and stress about it. And so I'm
Yep.
just like, this is why I can't look at this at all. Absolutely nothing is that important. Like if there's an emergency, my family will call me enough that it'll push through, you know. But luckily
Yep.
the Elevis stuff doesn't actually like ping. It just I can just see the icons and I get like an alert, but it doesn't make any kind of noise or vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do have I mean, I'm a little different. You know, I have patients in California. I have patients that work night shift, and I do
Mm-hmm.
tell them, I'm like, it's not going to wake me up. You can message me whenever you need to, and I'll just see it. But I just very frankly tell them, but you will get a response from me the next day. And, you know, I do tell my California people, I'm like, or whoever, I'm like, but if you message me in the middle of the night, I'm going to reply to you at 4 a.m. when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Exactly.
like, I'm
Yeah.
going to give you that same level of respect. Like, you're going to get a reply as soon as I read it. It's going to be 4 o'clock in the
Ex
morning.
exactly. Exactly. But that definitely has helped me a lot is setting that specific boundary because usually that's the kind of stuff that it's more like employee stuff that stresses me out than client stuff to tell you the truth. But what the hell?
Sometimes the lake turns over and it affects our water. And
Mm,
I did not realize
is
when
it
I filled up my
funky?
water that it was going to taste like dirt today.
Oh God. That actually was me. I got a bottle, I got a gallon from, I always keep gallons in my car, and I got a gallon from Kroger yesterday. And I don't know what the hell. I was like, what? Like, I literally couldn't drink it. I was like, is something wrong with my taste buds? Like, I was starting, I literally had
Did you
health
get
anxiety.
fluoride baby water?
No, it wasn't. It was regular. It was just their like drinking water in the gallon, like the cheapest one. And I was like, what the f like it so I came home and like dumped it out and then put like my regular water in it and it tasted normal again. So I was like, there's something. And then of course, like me, I go down like I spiral out in like health anxiety. I was like, well, first I thought it was something wrong with my sinuses or taste, but that things were tasting weird. And then I got home and I'm like, maybe there was bacteria in there. I'm probably gonna get a bacterial infection now.
God
So
bless.
right now.
That's
I
funny.
know. I'm a whack job. I do have health anxiety though, pretty bad. I don't know
Well, I
why.
mean, you kind of can't help it because they put so much trash in all of our stuff, you know? Because I get a ton of men. Like I have men in their 50s and 60s with higher testosterone levels than men in their 20s now. And I swear it's because of the food.
That's wild.
There's so much additives and there's so much soy, and soy really tears down testosterone and it
Hmm.
drives up estrogen, you know, which again kind of gets into that whole like, what's the verbiage I'm looking for? Weakening the male species,
Ah,
you know?
feminization,
Yeah, like they are trying to
softening,
dismantle, yeah, like the
yep,
strong male. And it's not, I'm not,
demasculinate.
yeah, I'm not talking about like toxic masculinity, but I'm talking about men acting and being men, you know?
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, it's just like tearing down their testosterone, and then it's making
Hmm.
women's estrogen super, super high too. And, you know, whatever.
It really
That's a
is.
whole podcast right there.
It really is. We'll definitely have to have that one as a topic.
Hmm.
Um, I actually had to stop my IGF. I stopped it. What day is today? Tuesday? Whatever my last workout day was. Like, dude, I couldn't take the water. Well, first of all, on Friday, I was in the shower and like my legs were like deformed. That's how crazy they looked. Like my knee sleeve, the indention from my knee sleeve on my thigh lasted for 24 hours. It looked like I had a
Wow.
deformity in my thigh. And like it was now painful, like the water. And I was like, why is the water like so it wasn't getting better, it was only getting worse. And then Saturday morning, I got my period. So I was like, okay, well, now I know why I was probably holding some water from that too. But I just literally couldn't. It was just like, it was now getting beyond uncomfortable to like, I try so hard. I don't
I
know
hate that
why
you're so
all these,
sensitive. Like, I
I
want to find a
know.
way to make it work for you, but I don't know
And
how.
I literally was like, I asked Corey, I'm like, do you think I should stop or just keep going? And he's like, well, if it's me, I just keep going and like deal with the discomfort. And I was like, but also, I don't think if you don't stand on your feet all day, like I'm wearing like the tightest compression, Like I got my Hokas on. I'm putting my legs up on the wall when I come home. I'm doing my compression boots. I'm drinking a shit ton. You know, this thing is with me like 24/7. It's just like I don't know what I definitely feel like I had benefits from it in the time that I was on it though. I will say my recovery because like also I started my new training program from Tanya. So normally I would be wrecked from going from like what I was doing to like, and definitely I was very sore the next day. But normally my soreness lasts like, especially legs, like my soreness will last like 2, 3, 4, 5 days, like when it's going really intense like that. This, I was like, day one, day two, I was like sore, but like a healthy amount of sore, not
Yeah.
like insane. Like I definitely noticed improvement in my recovery from it. And like just the pump and the fullness when I was training was like great. But the times like after a long day of work or whatever, like it was too much. Dude, my belly was bloated. Like I don't know why the water in the belly is like so bad with the IGF specifically.
Everybody
But
holds
yeah.
water in a different spot, but spironolactone actually reduces abdominal bloating,
Hmm.
just so you know, if it ever
Or
happens again.
lactone.
Yeah,
Is that just
aldactone. You know, people use it a lot before a show because it's a potassium-sparing diuretic. But at lower doses, it actually reduces abdominal bloating. We use it in heart failure a lot for people that have like gut
can I
edema.
get can I get a script for that? Is that a prescription? Is that a prescription medication? Okay, gotcha. Hit me up after the podcast.
Yeah, and they use it for like PCOS because it regulates sex
Uh-huh.
hormones.
Well, I do have that, like technically diagnosed with
Yeah, the
like through
funny thing
ultrasound.
is, so like in the heart failure world, and this is what's so funny about drugs to me, which is I'm about to nerd out hard, but like with spironolactone, because it is potassium sparing, like you're supposed to check labs like every 3 months. And
Hmm.
we start it as low as like 12.5 milligrams and we max it out at 50 for heart failure because it is a mild diuretic, but it really acts more as a neurohormonal regulator. So what it does is it prevents the myocardium, the cardiac tissue from trying to correct itself, which in turn makes the heart larger over time. So it prevents cardiac remodeling is what it does. And so
Hmm.
um we use it at that dose and we have to monitor potassium levels, but we see OBGYNs, they'll put women on like 100 milligrams for PCOS and never check blood work. And I'm
Oh my
like,
God.
how are you getting away with prescribing this at 100 milligrams a day and never checking labs?
I've never heard that prescribed for PCOS either, though, by the way. Like
They
I've,
use it for acne a lot.
oh, really?
Mhm.
Wow. Is that like a newer thing? I mean, I was diagnosed like 15 years ago, so
I mean, it's an old drug. It's been around a long time.
mm. But yeah, like used in PCOS.
Mhm. Some
Oh,
guys
interesting.
like have to stop it because it can cause gyno,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very rare.
Interesting.
It's very rare that it
Interesting.
does. But usually if that happens, you just stop it and it goes away.
I mean, I would love, I've tried regular, and I was taking, pharmaceutical growth hormone. I tried the tesamorelin, and I feel like the IGF was one of the best results. I even liked it better than when now who knows, because there's so many other variables in life, but I just felt like the IGF, I noticed like the most in the shortest period of time, the most significant difference. But
You know why that is?
the water is just so crazy. Like,
Because it's a short fragment and it's limited to where you
oh,
inject it. So that's a common mistake with IGF is a lot of people inject it in their stomach. Well, it creates muscle hyperplasia. So if you put it where you're training, like we talked about, and you let
yep.
it coat that muscle, that's what you want to do. So you lose some of
Oh, I
the
was putting it right in my
systemic.
butt. Glute, I was like
Yeah.
right in the glute. I
I'm
was
like
like double the
pinning
dose
it in my
today.
lats, you know. I'm like
Hmm.
shoulders. I put it in my interior delts. Um, like we talked about with Austin, like I have him injecting it in his biceps, you know.
Hmm.
And so, but it does, it creates new muscle cells. And that's why a lot of people don't get like, they don't feel the benefit of IGF because they're not taking it right. But it's not as
Mm.
systemic of a benefit as like your growth hormone secretagogues are. It's that short fragment, so it's a little shorter acting and it works better as a site injection. So anyway,
Oh.
but that's why
I
you're
mean, I
recovering is because
definitely.
it's coating the muscle.
Oh, gotcha. And
Hashtag
I
recovery.
tried lowering the dose, and also that I feel like this is one of the smaller doses of any of the either growth hormone or tesamorelin, but um, that makes sense as to why I was like feeling like more. like quicker results
Mhm.
or whatever from it. But
I'm gonna order some for whenever I can start training again. I checked in for the first time since
yes.
my surgery. I was so like when I tell you I stood and stared at my scale before I stepped on it
Yeah.
for like
Dude, I
two
think
minutes.
every competitor is completely can relate with that statement like so much, especially if you've had a surgery where you've been out for a little bit. But I
Uh-huh.
knew you hadn't, like when I saw your stomach that day, I was like, you're literally going to be the exact same weight. I can tell.
Yeah, 2 pounds. But
Yeah.
I know there's been some muscle loss and some fat gain because I can feel it in my stomach. Like I can see
Hmm.
the fat there. And I have lost a little volume, mainly in my
Just
shoulders. I was
water.
surprised how well my back held up. Um,
Hmm.
but I normally my program was 25 minutes of steady state cardio 5 days a week and 10 minutes of hit 5 days a week. And when I checked in yesterday, I told him I was like, I don't think I can do hit yet because
Hmm.
I'm not gonna be able to really hold on to something. Um, and I can't be like jostled yet.
Yeah.
And so
For your hit, you're just doing like battle ropes, or what do you do for your hit?
oh, I do the stair climber.
Oh, the stair climber.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
So
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't call it a true hit because I'm not
Okay.
like going as fast as I possibly can. What I do is I do 10 minutes and I do a minute at 4 and I do a minute
Mm.
at 14 and then I do a minute at 4.
14.
Hmm.
Oh, fuck that, dude.
And I'm
I've
not
done it
like,
up to 12 and I feel like I'm like literally
yeah,
racing up those steps.
yeah. It takes
No,
me
no,
a
no,
full
no.
minute to like recover. And I'm not like when I'm doing the 14, I'm not like laid all over it, but I do have to
You have
hold
to hold
on.
on.
And
Yeah.
so to be able to hold on and leverage so I'm not going to fall. Um,
Yeah, you just don't want to brace like that,
this is what
especially if you
Pumpkin
do
does.
catch yourself.
Y'all excuse our apocalyptic getting ready room because we have so much, but this is what Pumpkin does when he wants attention.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's just laying on his, is he on his belly?
Yeah. No, he's on his
Oh
back. He's
my, I
belly
mean
up.
on his back. Yeah. That is so funny.
He's such a silly kitty.
Looks like Garfield.
He does. I've said that so many times. I'm like, I just want to give him
Hmm.
some lasagna.
Yeah.
Geez, come on, man. This stupid thing. I need a new laptop, but this one was Zachary's, and so he gave this to me. And but I'll probably end up. I kind of want a MacBook, but I've never had a MacBook, and I'm afraid that I'll hate it.
Yeah.
You know?
It'll
And
just take you time to get used to it.
yeah, but everything else I have is Apple, so I'm like, how
I was just
hard
gonna
can it
say,
be?
but it's all connected.
Yeah, how hard can it be for me to learn a MacBook? Anyway, anybody that has experience between MacBook and PC, let me know. Um, and then what the heck was I
Your
talking about?
check-in. Your
Oh,
check-in.
and so he increased me to 40 minutes steady state. So I did that this morning, and I was like, like,
40 minutes.
yeah. Well, he did say he was like. He knows that I wanted to stay really tighter than I normally do in my
Writer.
off season.
Hmm.
And, he even told me after the Olympia, he was like, we've seen with the Olympia that you don't actually need to grow. We just need to get you in front of the right judges.
Hmm.
The ones that don't favor size as much. He was like, because the winners of the Olympia, you are their size.
Yeah.
He's like, but the girls at the local pro shows are beating you because they're bigger. He was like, but they're not winning the Olympia, and so I just want to pick a different panel of judges. I
Hmm.
think, which sucks because they don't usually announce it that early.
Right,
So I'm just gonna
exactly.
hope that I get different ones. And there's nothing wrong with the judges I had. I just think they were the exact same judges for every show that I did. But
Hmm.
anyway, he was like, I don't want to increase your calories right now. He was like, um, he's like, let's ease you back in. He's like, basically kind of see what my body does over the next like week or two. And then once I can fully train, we may do a very short cleanup phase and then push
Hmm.
just to kind of get me a little bit tighter before we really push food. But I think if I told
Yeah.
him, like, bro, I actually don't mind being a little thicker. My husband likes me
Hmm.
with a little body fat.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not one of those girls that's like, oh, I can squish my tummy. Like, no, like, I don't like to be like that. I get the mental aspect is when I feel like I get there too soon after a show. It's not being
Right,
there. It's not that I'm
exactly.
uncomfortable with looking like this. It's that I
Hmm.
feel like I shouldn't look like this yet.
That
And
fast.
so,
Because you're just like, this is just water and fat. Like when
yeah,
you gain weight really fast, you're like, okay, this isn't like real progress. But if you
right.
get there in like 6 months, then you're like, okay, I've made progress.
But I'm really, really excited. Tanya's working on my program, and we need to have like our official like consult talk or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But she was asking me, she was like, "What about planks and stuff?" And I'm like, "Baby girl,
Can't do planks.
I can't put any pressure on these backs.
No.
I still
No,
can't
we were
even."
te when we were texting the other day, I was doing her ab program and I was actually because she does like planks with like arm raises and up on a and I'm like, yeah, Heather's not going to be doing any of this for a while. It's
No, and
definitely a lot and side planks, like the
yeah,
side plank on the shoulder and the chest. It's too
no,
much.
I can do anything in a month. But, I think I just need to be frank, like, hey, I'm not trying to rush myself back into this. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want to mess this surgery up. Like, I'm okay with truly easing back into training. I'm just honestly thrilled to go to the gym. And, I actually got a pretty good little leg workout, not doing anything plate
Mm-hmm.
loaded. I was
Yeah.
sore for 2 days. And
Yep.
and then I got iced in, haven't been able to train since, but I am going to the gym today.
Yay. What
So,
so are you just like following the program you were following before, just lower body or
no.
yeah,
Because the
just kind of
program I was
do
on before won't work because everything's plate
uh
loaded and
oh plate
heavy.
loaded.
And
Yeah.
one of the girls at the gym's really sweet. She was like, "I'll load your plates for you," but she gets off way
Aw.
before I can get there.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm sure the guys at the front, if I asked them, would, but I mean, they need to work the front desk. I'm not trying to pull them away to like load and unload plates.
But
So
even like like when you start putting in plates, it gets so heavy. Like yesterday on the leg press, like you're bracing, like I'm holding myself down in that seat, and that is putting a lot of pressure on your chest.
it
So
is.
even leg extensions going to like if you're single leg, you're not going quite as heavy, but both legs, like if you get really heavy on there, you have to really pull yourself down.
Yeah. And it was interesting even doing my leg curls because you're supposed to like sit forward and like brace.
Embrace.
And so I was
Mm-hmm.
having to like stabilize a lot more with my core.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
like my boobs are still tender to the touch. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
still very sore, like underneath where the bra is.
Yeah.
And so,
Mm-hmm.
and I just told Tanya, I was like, you can write the plan. However, if something hurts me, I'm not going to do it. Like I'll just tell you,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I tried this, it doesn't work. But then there's part of me that's like, I want help easing into the gym, but I also feel bad. Hey, write me a program for a
Yeah.
month and then immediately change it to like a full bot.
Yeah.
So I may just tell her, like, I can just kind of wing it for the next 3, 4 weeks. Like, it's not a big deal. I'm happy just to be pumping some blood.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, honestly, I that's what I would probably do is just like do your own program for the next month and then have her write your program for like March or whatever, starting in
Yeah.
March. I don't know.
Hey, you want to go
Oof.
to Arizona with me for Triple O
Yeah, I would love that. When it's
the first
May,
weekend of
July,
April? First weekend of
April?
April?
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty soon, but I'm pretty
pretty soon.
sure we're gonna have a booth there.
You've muted. You're muted.
No.
Oh, now you're not. I literally couldn't hear that. I could not hear the whole last sentence. Your
Well,
lips are moving, but nothing was coming out.
yeah,
But anyways, yeah,
we're gonna
I
have a
would love
booth.
that.
Yeah, we're gonna have a booth there. Like we're
Fun.
sponsoring the show.
Hmm.
So
Oh, awesome.
I'm gonna fly out on Friday and come home Sunday. Like I'm only going, but I figured I could get an Airbnb and it would be nice to have someone just to sit with me. Um,
Yeah.
so it depends on what level, because if we do the gold level sponsorship, I might get to hand out a trophy, which would be cool. But
It'd be so fun.
um, but I think it would be good just to have. I just want to have some a buddy.
Yay.
But
I'll be
me and
your
Zach are taking
buddy.
a cruise the weekend right before. So I'll come home
Okay.
from Miami on Monday and fly out to Arizona on Friday.
You love doing this to yourself.
I was telling Zachary, I was like, I can have 6 months where I don't do anything, don't leave the house, and
Hmm.
then I'll have 2 or 3 things that are like weekend, weekend, weekend. It's like they don't space out at all.
I've
But
actually never been to Arizona. I want what's the one that is like later in the um
you want Rising Phoenix?
August. Yes, Rising Phoenix. I could not remember the name of it. Yeah, I actually that was one of the reasons I wanted to do that show was because I wanted to go to Arizona. I've
Yeah.
never been there. It's like looks so cool.
Well, I'm kind of playing with the idea of doing Triple
Hmm.
O next year.
Hmm.
So I think this will give me a really good chance to kind of like see it, see how bad the flights are, see what's around the area. Because, the same
Hmm.
weekend they have that show like really close to me, like 2 hours. So I don't know. I'll forever toy with that idea, like convenience over supporting Andrea and being in a
Hmm.
bigger show, you know?
Yeah.
but it also depends on who the judges are.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I
I'll
just
see that this year.
I've heard so many good things about that show though. The Triple O, both of them, Rising Phoenix and Triple O. Does Carissa sponsor the
Yeah,
Triple O? I know
yeah,
she
she
does
does.
Rising Phoenix. Okay, awesome. Yeah, you can plan on it for sure. I like it.
I don't know,
Uh,
like if you can fly directly there or if
Lily, what are you doing?
you wanted to fly to Atlanta, but
Usually I have to from Myrtle Beach. Now in Charleston we had more options, but from Myrtle Beach usually there's a stop in Atlanta, Charlotte or Atlanta. We'll see which one's cheaper, but usually Delta and American are pretty comparable. So if I'm going out west, I really do. Obviously, you're already going on the way through Atlanta, so it's definitely better to
well,
fly through Atlanta.
I'll probably book my flights next week. And I'll send you like my flight info. I just want to make
Okay.
sure we're actually going to do it before I spend all
Yeah.
that money on flights.
Yeah.
But I need to go ahead and
Definitely.
book them because
Don't they pay for your flight?
I use it as a tax write-off. So I do. I pay for it myself because it gets my taxable
Okay.
income down.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Like I need to do it.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Okay.
probably need to purchase a laptop this year. It's insane. Like talking to my
I
CPA,
just
I'm like, so I
donated my
basically
MacBook. That's so crazy.
I'm like, so I have to like spend all of my money, not to have to pay it all back
Mm-hmm.
in taxes. Like, how am I supposed to save money? Like, I literally have to spend it or pay it to the government.
I know it literally makes no sense. Trust me, as a business owner, what I think another thing people don't just on that same thing is like what you have to pay in taxes to have employees is absolutely ridiculous. Like it's actually not worth it for us to hire a hairstylist that does not have a clientele because just what we have to pay in taxes just to have that new hairstylist. So if, even when they're growing, what we're making is less than what we have to pay on taxes to have them as an employee. It makes no
That's
sense.
insane.
No
I
sense.
had
Like
to, I had to like W-2 myself out of my LLC.
Yeah, to pay yourself basically as an
Yeah, and
employee. Yeah.
this year is not going to be as bad because or this past year for 2025 is not going to be quite as bad because I paid a W-2 up until September with the hospital.
hmm
But this coming year, and I've
That
got to
you're
set up a
completely.
retirement fund because I had a 401k with the hospital, and now I don't have, I mean, I still have that account, obviously, but
hmm
I don't have any income coming into a retirement fund now.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
thought about honestly just using a life insurance policy
hmm
and putting a bunch of money in it because you can, and then you can cash it out later.
Oh, really? I didn't,
Yeah,
Lily,
you
'cause she's
can't,
being so desperate
it's,
for attention.
it's like untaxed. Yeah.
Oh, I honestly did not know that.
If you
Okay.
have it's like a whole life. I don't know. I'm not an insurance person, so I don't
Okay.
listen to any advice, but I I do know that some of them you can pay into them and they act like a savings account.
Gotcha.
But and that's the type that I have, but there's a limit to how much money I can put in it.
hmm
So that's the issue. But
Yeah.
I want to have something that or maybe like a high yield savings account so that it like compounds and makes money itself.
Yeah. That's probably like the best option, honestly.
But I tell you, like health insurance was ridiculous. Like a lot of the name
Oh,
companies
ridiculous.
wouldn't take me because I take metformin.
hmm Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. They were like, why do you take this? And I was like, because it has health benefits.
Yeah.
But that's not what it's for. Okay, well, yes it is.
Metformin, honestly, come on.
Yeah. And then they saw
That's
that I
crazy.
had prescribed like tamoxifen like a couple of years ago.
hmm Really? That is so crazy.
Or that I was, yeah, I had been prescribed tamoxifen like a
Do you
couple
have
of
to
years.
like tell them this or they're like researching
Or they
like in
can
your
see it.
lab? Wow. Shit.
They can see
My
it.
God. Don't even get me started on the health insurance. It's just such a scam, the whole thing. It
Yeah.
really
I thought
is.
about just limiting it to accidental, but the
hmm
vision is worth having because it pays for my contacts, but and
Yeah.
dental, I
hmm
still haven't. Did I tell you my crown fell out the day before my surgery?
I can't remember. We may have talked about that on here.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was
think
eating
so.
ice cream at my parents' house.
Oh
Ice cream.
no.
and my freaking tooth fell out.
That
And I
is
was
like
like,
my biggest fear.
I was like, how old am I? I was like,
Of
what?
ice cream.
I like crunched down and I was like, ow, what is that? And it was my crown.
Oh God.
And I forgot I even had a crown, to be
Yeah.
honest. And but everybody's like, "Oh, does your tooth hurt?" And I was like, "No." Like I still don't have the crown on because I still have a tooth there. And and so I was like, "Why did I even need a crown? Because this little nubbin of a tooth does not hurt at all."
This nubbin.
I mean, it is.
There's
It's like a
no nerves.
yeah, it's like a little
There's
nub.
no nerves.
Like it's. I was like,
You still haven't got it put back on?
"No, I haven't had time."
Oh my God. Go get your tooth fixed.
Well, it's not bothering me. Like I'm perfectly
It's a
functional,
little
and
nubbin of a tooth.
you can't see it when I smile. So what does it
Mm-mm.
matter?
I wouldn't like that. I don't want to know there's a nub back there. Uh-uh. Go put a chiclet on that or something.
I
Ooh,
actually still have the crown. But I couldn't
it's
put
just
it back
hanging
in
out.
before surgery because if they like knocked me with the intubation tube, I would have swallowed it. So,
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Oh,
but that's why I haven't put it back on myself because I'm scared it'll fall
yeah.
out while I'm sleeping.
It
Um,
probably will. Go get that glued back on by the dentist
I know,
properly.
I know.
Jesus
And I'm due
Christ.
for like a teeth cleaning anyway. So,
Hmm.
but I just had to take time off for the surgery and then I'm taking off after tomorrow because we're going to Gatlinburg. Um, Tomorrow's actually Zach's birthday, but I'm not even going with
Oh,
him. I'm
fun.
going with my best friend because it's her birthday the next day. And so she wanted to go to Gatlinburg. So we're going
Is
to
he an
Gatlinburg.
Aquarius?
I don't know.
I gotta look and see what he is. That's very interesting.
Um,
Very, very interesting.
and so I'm taking off for that. And then I'm taking off at the end of
You
March.
guys are just having like vacation there, just
Oh yeah, we're
chilling
just
in
going.
Gatlinburg.
Yeah, we have a big cabin. It's just three of us total, me and two other girls. And she's got like a breakfast spot picked out, and we're going to do homemade tacos one night. And then we're going to eat
Fun.
out one night. But otherwise, I'm bringing my meal plan.
Yeah.
And she's picked out a gym up there.
Is there
But
a gym in Gatlinburg?
yeah, apparently. I've never been to Gatlinburg. I've been to
There's
Pigeon
probably
Forge.
so much freaking snow. Holy shit.
Well, I'm worried about driving up there. Like the
I
roads
know.
here still have ice on them. Like, how
Are
are
you
the
driving your
mountains going to be?
Porsche?
No,
Oh, I'm like, oh my
no. One
God.
of the girls drives an FJ Cruiser.
Okay.
So we'll either take that or we'll take my husband's Expedition.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, the Porsche, they couldn't fit pe three people in it anyway. I mean, technically it could, but not with our luggage.
Yeah. What else is there to do there besides eat?
I don't really know. I don't think we plan on doing much. Like, she's not,
Oh, I lost you. There you go.
yeah, I don't think we're planning on doing much but relaxing in the
Hmm.
cabin. And it has
Just
a
having
hot
a
tub.
cabin.
And
Fun.
apparently there's a family of black bears that visits this cabin. So I'm really excited. Crystal, my husband was like, you cannot try to pet them. And I'm like, you
Yeah.
don't tell me what to do.
Don't even get close,
If there's
please.
a bear cub and I don't see a mama,
Yeah.
no, I'm joking. I know how fast bears
Oh,
can run. Um,
yeah.
but I am hoping to at least like see them through the window.
Yeah. Far, far, far away, like with some
Apparently,
binoculars.
like if you look at the Airbnb posting, like they come up on the porch.
That's crazy. No. Uh-uh.
Hang on, I'll find it.
So close.
Because it's cool, but there's no telling where it is in this post. Oh, and they have like a little old school Sega, and then they have a Pac-Man
Oh,
machine.
really?
Hmm. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
What are you guys doing for your husband's birthday?
He doesn't even know it's his birthday. You know
You
what I
don't
mean?
remember?
Like I'll
Oh,
have to tell him
Corey
it's his
doesn't
birthday.
even want to celebrate his birthday. He doesn't even care. He gives no fucks that it's his
Zach's
birthday.
the same
It's
way.
just another day.
Yeah, Zach's the same way. And
Even
like
if I
he's
try to take a picture of him on his birthday, like a celebratory picture of him, this with him.
no, I've been told I can only celebrate his birthdays if they end in a zero.
Interesting. Because they're significant then.
Hmm. And that's only because I insist on doing
He
something.
is an Aquarius, which is an interesting match, a Taurus and an Aquarius match. And the only reason I knew that is because Corey is also an Aquarius.
That's so funny.
His birthday's in 2 weeks. Yeah. And he is the exact same way. It's kind of annoying that he doesn't care about birthdays, honestly.
Yeah, Zach doesn't care about any kind of holiday or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so like I have to tell him like the week of my birthday, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I know that you don't care, but I do.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
I expect you to fuss over my birthday. And
Hmm.
so he did good this year though for our anniversary. I think it's the first time that I can remember that he's bought me an anniversary gift, to be honest. But he had 50 roses delivered to the house, so that
Oh,
was a nice little
wow.
surprise. Yeah, I
What
kept
year
opening them.
anniversary
I
was
was
it?
like,
Did it end in a zero?
no, just 4
Yeah.
years. Oh, this isn't the bear cabin.
The one you're staying at isn't the bear cabin?
No, I forgot. That one was on
Damn
VRBO, and
it.
we were gonna book it, but there was some kind of like weird booking fee that freaked her out because she was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Do you know anything?" And I was like, "I've only ever used Airbnb. I don't use VRBO,
Mm-mm.
and I don't know why. I just know Airbnb, and I trust it, so I just use it." So,
Yeah.
but I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. Yeah, fun little getaway. So you think like March 1st is when you're gonna start your like getting going a little more intense with your training?
Well, I go back to the doctor February 24th,
Oh, okay. So then you could get it
and
good.
he'll probably clear me to do whatever I want, but I know that I'm not going to be able to just to go do like a deadlift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm very much going to baby my strength back up because when I tell you, girl, that first day doing just walking
Hmm.
lunges without any kind of weight, my legs were literally shaking because I have not even
Yeah.
contracted my muscles really,
Yeah.
other than like stretching and stuff. Um,
It'll come back fast though.
it will. Yeah,
Yeah, it'll come back fast.
it's going to be fine, but even Johnny was like, "Well, I don't think we regress at all in regards to tissue."
Yeah,
I was
no,
like, "Well, that's
I
good."
really don't think you did either. Do you think that he will increase your food when you start going more like intensely training though?
Probably after we do our
Yeah.
camping things,
Yeah.
which we might not need to, because realistically, if
Hmm.
I'm doing cardio again and weight training, I'm hoping that my body
Yeah.
weight will kind of, or at least my composition will level out.
Hmm.
Once we see what I look like with glycogen in my muscles
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like a
and a
little
little
more
bit of like
fullness in the
water,
muscle.
yeah, a little bit of
Yeah.
water off.
Because you still have lines in your legs, like a pretty significant amount of lines in your legs. So, like, once you get, like you said, a pump in there, it'll probably like your body composition just even better. And I think that's the same thing with your delts, too. I think your delts are just really
Yeah,
flat.
they are so
Like, they don't
flat.
have glycogen. I don't think you've lost any tissue there. I really don't. But
So,
yeah, they're just really flat. But I feel like so much. I see such significant difference already in two. I didn't do a check-in this week because I'm on my period, but I'm gonna do like my first official check-in next week. So it'll be 3 weeks on her program. I did you do deadlifts before? Like
I,
before your surgery was deadlift or
wait,
deadlifts part of your program?
no, I used to love to do rack pulls, and I did rack pulls forever
Mm-hmm.
until Amanda did my programming, and she didn't have either one of those in my program.
Mm-hmm. Deadlifts or rec pulls? Mm-mm. So I stopped doing deadlifts just because I was constantly triggering my back, and that was one conversation I had with her. I was like for me, deadlifts, like I feel like they're like the king of exercises when you're building. Like I just feel like no other movement like trains your posterior chain the way
I agree.
deadlifts do in some capacity. However, is the juice worth the squeeze for me at this point? Because it is the one movement that will constantly trigger a back issue. And like if it has me not be able to do other stuff, is it worth it? If it ruins the workout or I can't work out for a week after, she's like she feels like she's gonna fix the imbalances that make it so I can't. So like it's more about just like a weak core and imbalances in my core and my hips that is causing me to constantly get flared from deadlifts. So she has deadlifts on my program. So yesterday it causes me so much anxiety though, dude. Like you know the anxiety. Like when you know a movement is like when you trigger yourself so many times from a movement and then you're doing it. But I also like I don't want to be a baby. Like I'm like I need to like have open mind with this and I need to just do it the way she says and like you're gonna get a back pump no matter what. Like you're gonna get a pump.
Yeah.
But also like I hate them so much because I hate that evil.
Yeah. I love rack pulls because they do take a lot of that lower back out of it and really drive it more into the upper, like rhomboids and traps and lats.
Hmm.
And it
She has
doesn't
me
hurt my
doing a
back at all.
B
But mhm.
stance hex bar deadlifts, which I've never done that. I've done hex bar, but never B stance. And so it's very interesting, and it's definitely have to go extremely light because I have no, it's like the second time ever on her program that I ever did it. And I mean, I videoed it and sent it to her. She said they looked pretty good, and she told me what to do to just correct it just a little bit. Um, I don't know, man. I'm worried I'm gonna fuck up my back. It makes my back so pumped. I hate it.
Yeah. Do you wear
And
a
I was
belt?
like, yeah, yes and no. Yeah, I'm going so light right now that I didn't really feel like I need to wear a belt, but
I might would
um,
just for your confidence.
yeah, true, true, true. Just like, I don't know. I told Corey yesterday, I'm like, should I tell her that like I don't want to do these? And he's like, I would. He's like, fuck deadlifts. He's like, it's not worth it.
That's
And
funny.
I'm like, I don't know. I want to be a good student. I never want to be that athlete that's like a complainer and doesn't stay
Right.
open to it, you know?
I would at least let her see your form with it first.
Yeah. Well, I sent her the video the first time and she's like, these are not actually bad for your first time doing this movement. And then she told me what
Right.
I could do to fix it a little bit. And so I recorded yesterday's again. But so we'll see. You definitely feel it in your tie-in. I mean, these are crazy. They're a very good movement, but I just also feel them in my back, like that stupid back pump and like ache. It's annoying.
Johnny had me doing because Johnny did write me a training program,
Hmm.
but he had me doing these RDLs, and then I gotta go because I got 2 minutes. Uh, so he'd have me go straight and then push, ow, like,
Okay.
and he would have me push out and then come up, but that like
Okay.
here,
Yeah, like you're shifting your weight forward
yeah,
almost. Like almost like you're gonna fall over a little bit.
yeah, it
Are
was.
those Iron Legacy, those leggings?
These are Thrive.
Oh, those are cute. I love that color.
So hold on, because they take a minute to like get into, right? They are
Yeah.
definitely the compression around the legs. So let me
Yeah.
fix the butt really quick.
Are you pulling them into your ass crack right now?
Yeah.
You gotta go more forward. There we go. Oh, cute. I need those.
Then they come with this
Of
cute
course, my
little,
butt's not gonna. Oh my gosh.
and then they just came out with these fleece zip crop sweaters.
Hmm. I don't know that I've ever even seen Thrive before. I need
I'll
you to
send you
send me
the
a
link.
link. Yeah. All right, dude. Well, I'll let you go so you can get with your client.
All right. Bye,
Have an
guys.
awesome day, everyone.